and then we'll get started right away. Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a great cruise. Once again, my name is George. I'm your Cruise Next manager. We've had a great itinerary so far. You hope I have a couple more days left. Make sure you come get your Cruise Next credits. Remember, these Cruise Next credits don't expire. They're good for a lifetime. You can shop around, find the best price, use any agency, and you get all the promotions as well. I hope you attended one of my future cruise presentations. There will be a few more. Just check your Freestyle Daily for the times and location. And if you haven't got the itinerary guide, there's over 700 cruises to choose from. Pass by the Cruise Next desk in the atrium to get your guides, and make sure you pick up your Cruise Next credits. Again, they don't expire. You got a lifetime to use them. Hope you had a great cruise, and we'll see you on another one. Here's the Cruise Next commercial.
Whether it's your first time cruising with Norwegian or your 10th, you can take advantage of our Cruise Next program exclusive to guests on board. Simply purchase Cruise Next credits of $250 each to pay for future cruises of 3 nights or longer, and earn up to $500 free onboard credit to spend on this cruise. It's that easy. Don't know where you want to travel next? Don't worry. Purchase today and redeem towards your next cruise whenever you are ready. And you'll want to make sure you bring home enough credits for your future cruising plans. Your onboard credit is applied to your final bill and is applied first to your Cruise Next credits purchase. While on your cruise, we hope you indulge on superb cuisine at a specialty restaurant. Enjoy an exciting shore excursion, or pamper yourself with a hot stone massage at Mandara Spa. Want to sail in a suite or the Haven? Norwegian also offers Cruise Next Haven credits. Looking for the perfect souvenir? Gift the joy of cruising. Cruise Next credits are fully transferable. Visit your Cruise Next team in the atrium today and learn how you can save now by cruising later with Norwegian.
I'll explain that in just a few minutes. Who's having a great cruise so far? Yes, great weather today, right? I hope you guys enjoyed the National Park Rangers. Very, very informative over there. They'll do that in the national parks, and also when you go through Panama Canal, they bring on the Panama Canal talkers as well, too. Now, if you haven't met me yet, again, my name is George. I'm your Cruise Next manager from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. I am the only Canadian working on the ship right now. My office is located at the back over there where the people under the stairs. I do have Mario from Romania, and I have Holly from the United States. So if you guys have any questions, come down and see us. We'll gladly help you out. Now, by a show of hands, where are my Latitudes members? Latitudes members, woohoo, welcome back. Welcome back, 589 Latitudes members. So thanks for cruising with us. Those are our frequent cruisers. Who's first cruise with Norwegian? Don't be shy, okay? There's 1,380 first-timers. You guys are the newbies. Everybody in this room has their own Latitudes number, okay? Make sure you write that number down when you book your next cruise. It's on your reservation. It's also on the Norwegian app. If you want the number, come and see us, okay? Because that number is your frequent cruiser number for life. So how many days is your cruise? 9. How many points do you get? 9. It's the number of days on board. You always go up and you never go backwards, okay? The nice thing is, too, when you buy the Cruise Next credits, money goes on that Latitudes number. That's why the number is very important. Knock on wood, if Norwegian ever cancels a cruise on you for some reason and they give you money back, it goes on your Latitudes number. That's why the number is very important, okay? If you're in the military, Canadian, U.S. military, or veterans, you do get 10% off your cruises for lifetime. It goes on your Latitudes number. That's why the number is very important. Write it down. If you want to come and see us, we'll gladly give it to you. So we got 1,969 total guests. We are full capacity. Sometimes we can fit about 2,200 when we have all the rooms with 4 people in the rooms. You want to try and get the 75, because once you get the 75, you're going to get 2 free dinners on every cruise, free laundry, you're going to get a behind-the-scenes tour, you're going to get a wine tasting. So that's what you want to try and shoot for. Now, you always go up, you never go backwards, and these points never expire as well. We got 34 Sapphires with 150 days, very nicely done. We got 6 Diamond with 350 days, very nicely done. 700 days, we have 4 Ambassadors. We have Linda with 879 days. We got Paula with 717, James with 765, and Daphne with 828. Okay, now it can be done, so very nice, right? But shoot for 75, and you'll do pretty well when you get the 75 points. Okay, you can always look at your key card. Your key card is going to tell you what level you're at. If you're a bronze member, and your spouse or partner is a different level, or they have an orange card, that means they have multiple numbers. If they have multiple numbers, come to the desk, we'll get it fixed for you, okay? So bronze, 10% off the logo items, hats, mugs, t-shirts. Silver goes to 15%. Silver, 20% on the photos. So when you get to silver, you're gonna get 15% off the spa during port days, and then you do get 10% off shore excursions, which is a nice bonus. It goes higher to gold, higher to platinum. Again, come to the desk, we'll give you a full list of the benefits. Now, tied into the Latitudes program is our Cruise Next credits. So what is a Cruise Next credit? It's credits off the cost of your next cruise. You're just pre-buying your deposit before you go home. Okay, they're good on all published sailings, which that means is they don't expire. These are good for a lifetime. Now, if you're a Latitudes members and you bought them in the past, they did expire in 4 years. Now they retroactivated them. They're good for lifetime. So you don't have to stress out when you're going to book your cruise. Okay, book through any travel agent, book it online, book it on Norwegian directly. You can shop around, you can find the best price. These credits work with everybody. Okay, combine it with any promotion or any offer. So I don't want to buy because I'm not going to get the beverage package. Yes, whatever promotions are there at the time of booking, you still get the promotions. This is just your deposit for the cruise, okay? Casino players, they get those free cruises from the casino. This goes towards your port fees and taxes. Just make sure you have them on file. What's the catch? The only catch is the cruise has to be 3 days or longer. That is the only stipulation. And they're fully transferable. You can transfer to anybody in your lifetime. There is no charge, okay? Now, the way it works is you can get up to $1,000 onboard credit today. Now, that onboard credit is going to come off the cost of the credits because the credits you're buying are an onboard purchase. So watch this. This is the basic one. You're going to walk home with $500. So that's what you're walking home with. I'm going to take the $250 onboard credit right off the $500 the same day you buy it. So your credit cards only charge $250. When you go home, you have $500 in your Latitudes account. How much money did you make for free? $250 absolutely for free. So it's 2 credits, 2 rooms, or 2 cruises. When you do the double up promotion, which I'll explain, you can use the whole $500 off the cost. Now this is the medium one. You're going to buy $1,000 in value. So you're going to walk home with $1,000. That belongs to you. I'm going to take the $500 onboard credit right off the $1,000 the same day you buy it. So I'm only charging you $500. In your Norwegian account when you go home, there's now $1,000. How much money did you make for free? 500, right? 4 rooms or 4 cruises, or it's 2 double ups. You can use 500 on one room and 500 off the other room. So that's at least 2 cruises in your lifetime. Now, if you want the big one, it's $2,000 in value. So you're going to walk home with $2,000. I'm going to take the $1,000 right off the $2,000. Your credit card's only charged $1,000. In your Norwegian account when you go home, there's now $2,000. How much money did you make for free? $1,000 for free, right? Now it's going to be 8 rooms or 8 cruises, but it's 4 double up. So it's 500, 500, 500, 500. That's at least 4 cruises in your lifetime. Now, right now the promotion is book a balcony room or higher, okay, and you can use 2 credits. So balcony room or higher, you can use two credits, and you always want to look for the double ups on the insides and ocean views. Those come and go all the time. I'll explain into more detail at the end of the presentation. Let's get into it. We are now 58 years. We are one of the oldest cruise lines, been around since 1966. There are 21 ships to choose from right now. It was 20 a couple days ago. Now it's 21. And there's 8 more ships coming all the way till 2036. That means 1 every year or 1 every other 2 years. Now Norwegian owns Oceania and Regent. We bought them in 2014. Still run as separate independent companies. Can't use your points. You can't use your deposits or your credits, but it helps out with the buying power and getting us into different areas. Now, which ship are you guys on now? The Sun, yes. Did you see the Jewel today passing us in Glacier Bay? Pretty cool, right? That was us a couple weeks ago, and my friends on the Jewel took a picture for us and sent it to us. So I'm going to send them a picture back of their ship going through Glacier Bay. So this ship was built in 2001. It's one of our older ships. As I told you, it's about 2,000, 2,200 people on the ships. Now, the mega ships that we have, the Bliss, the Joy, and the Encore. Those are the big ships, 4,500 to 5,000 people. Those are called the mega ships, okay? Some people like it, some people don't. Now, you got to listen up to this, because the new ships we have out that are out in 2022, 23, 24, 25, and 26 are still going to be mega ships, but the maximum guest capacity is only 3,200. So we're going with bigger ships, less people, which is better for you guys. The rooms are going to be 25% bigger, more spacious, more bright, more lounges, more bars. So there's the Prima. It's been out since 2022. Anybody selling the Prima yet? A couple of you out there, right? So then you got the Viva, which has been out since 2023. Again, only 3,200 people. Now you have the Aqua, which is coming out in 2025. It's going to be one of the bigger ships in the fleet, but it's only going to have 3,500 people, okay? And just announced a couple days ago is the brand new Norwegian Luna, which is coming out in 2026. Again, it's going to only have about 3,500 people. Now, at the end of the presentation, I'll show you 3 videos on the Viva, the Aqua, and I got a brand new Luna to show you as well, too, okay? So, let's get into it. Destination and cruise tours, because that's why we're here. There's over 700 cruises to choose from, okay? I'm not going to talk about them all. It would be for days and days. I'm just going to talk about some of the areas that we go, the time frames that we go, and then I squeezed in my photos because I want to make you jealous. I've been doing this since 2006. I've been doing this for 18 years. May Sparkner is to where I want to go, and you can see I've been to all these places. Now, these guides as well, they don't have all the cruises, okay? It's just a little sneak peek. You can always browse the Norwegian website. NCL.com is always free. Don't waste your internet minutes. You use Internet Cafe, use your smartphones. There is no charge to use internet. Now, like I said, I got to talk very fast. I got to be done in 50 minutes because bingo's going to happen. At any point, if you want to leave, you can leave. I will repeat the presentation 3 more times throughout the cruise. It's the exact same presentation, word for word. Okay, really quickly, I want to talk about Alaska. As a lot of people say, how come you're so short in these ports in Alaska? Now, and this is some advice, before you ever book any cruise that's available online right now, check the port times. Port times are always listed. So if you want to book a cruise in 2026 in the Mediterranean, go check the port times. Port times are all listed there for you, okay? Now, the reason why it takes so short in these ports in Ketchikan and Victoria, because to get from Ketchikan to Victoria, it does take that long. Then we got to slow down because it's a whale-restricted area. And last cruise, I'm not exaggerating, we saw hundreds and hundreds of whales. They were like up and down, out of the water. People were looking to get their cameras ready and things like that. So actually, the last cruise getting to Victoria, we got in even an hour late because sometimes that happens. That's why it takes that long to get there. So they listen to the feedback. They want to hear from you guys. They've heard it all. So in 2026, they're changing the itinerary. So if you want to come back to Alaska in 2026, it's going to be the Norwegian Joy, and it's going to be doing a 9 and 10-day cruise, but it's going to have longer port time. So what's going to happen, it's going to stop in Ketchikan first. You're going to get in from 7 to 5. Then you're going to go to Icy Strait, Point Juno, Skagway. After Skagway, it's going to be a full day at sea because it takes that long to get to Victoria. Then you're going to be at Victoria from 1 to midnight, so you can do some shopping in Canada. If you do it on the 10-day cruise, you're going to get in at 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 p.m. So again, they listen to you. The itinerary has changed for 2026 because it does take that long to set it up and things like that. So that's available for 2026 if you want to come back. Now, here's a repositioning cruise. This is on the Jade. It's going to start in Tampa. It's going to go through the Panama Canal, all of Mexico, all the way up to Whittier, Alaska. You can fly home from Whittier, Alaska, or stay back-to-back. You do a 7-day cruise from Whittier back to Vancouver. That's on the Norwegian Jade, called a repositioning cruise. Now, when we're done this cruise, I told you, got one more Alaska cruise. It's a 10-day cruise. Then we're going to go from Seattle to Vancouver with no guests. It's just going to be us crew members for 1 day. We're going to get to Vancouver. It's going to be a 15-day cruise from Vancouver all to Alaska. We're going to cross the Pacific Ocean, and we're going to go all the way to Honolulu, Hawaii. Then from Honolulu, we're going to go all the way to Tahiti. From Tahiti, we're going to go back to Honolulu. Then we're going to go all the way to Australia, New Zealand. That's happening this year. So if you want to come back and do it this year, it's available for you. But in 2025, we call it the Fire and Ice Cruise. It's on the Sun, so it's a ship, 19 days on this one. Vancouver up to Alaska to Whittier, 5 days in the ocean. That's how long it takes to get down to Hawaii. You do all the Hawaiian Islands, and then you can fly home from Hawaii. If you want to do it at the end of the season, fly to Honolulu first. You do all the Hawaiian Islands first. 5 days in the ocean up to Alaska, and then you'll finish off in Vancouver. That's called the Fire and Ice. Again, it's available for 24, and it's available for 2025. So I hope you guys are enjoying Alaska. Lots of ports to go through. Remember, it is available for 2026. Let's move on to Bermuda. By a show of hands, anybody been to Bermuda before? By a show of hands, beautiful place, right? Is Bermuda expensive if you want to go on your own and not on a cruise ship? Yes, it's very expensive. Hotels are $300 to $500 a night. Do it on a cruise ship. It's the best way to do it. We got 25 and 26 available for you. We leave from New York, Boston, and brand new in 2026 will be Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And I got a couple cruises to show you here. This is what Bermuda looks like. Bermuda is not the Caribbean. Do not call it the Caribbean. They would get mad at you. It is Bermuda on its own. You're going to be docked here in the Royal Navy Dockyard. Now, you're docked for 2 days. Sometimes you're docked for 3 days. Gangway's open 24 hours a day. You come and go as you please. Restaurants are open for you. Shows are happening for you. There's no casinos. You can't gamble in Bermuda. But the casino on the ship does open up at nighttime because we have a license to do it. What you'll do is you'll buy a bus pass and a ferry pass. It works on the buses, works on the ferries. Last time it was $20 for the 3 days. 20 minutes on a fast ferry to Hamilton. That's your main shopping district is over here. You got the pink sand beaches. Everybody likes to go down to Horseshoe Bay. Take an hour ferry up to St. George's, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Some lovely buildings up there. Tobacco Bay, people say, is one of the best beaches in the world. Then you take an hour bus ride, cross 20 minutes on the ferry, or you take another hour bus ride and go back. Buses go one way, buses go the other way. You're not going to get lost. Very, very easy to get around. It's a vacation where you're not going to be rushed. I highly, highly recommend it. Now, here's going to be out of Boston. It's going to be one of the smaller ships. It's going to be the Gem in 2024. It's going to be the Jewel in 2025. If it sounds like a Jewel, it's in the Jewel class. Jewel, Jade, Gem, Pearl. They are the sister ships to each other, built around 2005, 2006, medium-sized ships. 7-day cruise. So Friday to Friday, Boston to Boston, 1 sea day to get there. You're in Bermuda for 3 full days, 2 sea days, and you're back to Boston. So you're going to explore the whole island in 3 days. Now, if you want to do it from New York, it's going to be the bigger ships. You're going to have the Joy and the Getaway, and then in 2025, you're going to have the Aqua, and they are doing 5-day cruises as well. Here's the standard one, Sunday to Sunday. 2 sea days to get there. You're in Bermuda for 3 full days, 1 sea day, and you're back to New York. Again, it's a nice 7-day cruise. Now, in Boston, you usually have to have the small ships because the harbor wasn't big enough. They finally made the harbor big enough in Boston. Now we're going to have the Norwegian Breakaway going out of Boston in 2026. So people in Boston are excited because you're going to have a big ship going out of Boston. Same thing. It's a 7-day cruise, Sunday to Sunday. 1 sea day, you're in Canada in Halifax. 1 sea day, 2 days in Bermuda. 1 sea day, and you're back to Boston. Again, a nice 7-day cruise on the Norwegian Breakaway. Here's brand new. This is coming up in 2026 on the Norwegian Jewel out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Again, brand new port for us. We're excited for that. Thursday to Thursday, 1 sea day. You're in Bermuda for 2 days, 1 sea day. We're in South Carolina, which is a brand new port for us as well. 1 sea day, and you're back to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That's on the brand new Norwegian Jewel. I booked somebody on this about a couple of weeks ago as well, too. And I'll show you some more cruises out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Here's a little video. Again, pink sand beaches, beautiful blue water. If you like golfing, there's tons of golf courses there. And if you haven't done Bermuda, I highly recommend it. Like I said, it's a vacation where you're not going to be rushed. Okay, moving on to the Caribbean. Caribbean goes year-round. We're going to talk very quickly on this because, like I said, it goes year-round to the Caribbean. We leave from Miami, Tampa, Port Canaveral, New Orleans, San Juan, New York, Galveston, Texas, and brand new in 2025 and 2026 will be Jacksonville, Florida, which is a new port for us as well, too. Now, here's the Prima, so the brand new ship if you want to try it out of Galveston in February. Galveston to Galveston, Costa Maya, Harvest Caye, Belize, which is our second private island. We got the island in 2016, but this island is run by the people in Belize, so you got to use your credit card to purchase things. Roatan, Cozumel, nice place to go to, and then you're back to Galveston. So a nice 7-day cruise with 5 ports call on the brand new Norwegian Prima. Now, if you want to do a Southern Caribbean cruise, they're anywhere from 10 to 14 days, because to get to the Southern Caribbean, it's longer to get down there. But here's a 7-day cruise on the Norwegian Viva, the brand new ship. You're going to fly to San Juan, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, the ABC Islands, Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao, part of Holland or the Dutch, St. Lucia, St. Kitts, and back to San Juan. 7 days, 7 ports a call. Now, if you can stay back to do the second part, you guys are already doing 9 days. If you can do 14 days, it's a totally different cruise. San Juan to San Juan, Tortola, St. John's, Barbados, St. Lucia, St. Martin, St. Thomas. So you can actually make it 14 days if you can do it. That's on the brand new Norwegian Viva. Now, here's the Aqua, which is coming out in March of 2025. This is going to be the one out of Orlando. So it's Orlando to Orlando. It's going to be Dominican Republic, St. Thomas, Tortola, Great Stirrup Cay, Bahamas, which is our first private island. We got the island in 1977. On Great Stirrup Cay, you do have to use the tender boats that are outside there, but they're actually building a dock. The dock should be ready by November 2025. So we're excited for that. We're going to have 2 ships be able to dock in the Great Stirrup Cay in the Bahamas. Now, when you're in Great Stirrup Cay, Bahamas, if you have the beverage package on the ship, the beverage package works on the island because it's just a nice relaxing beach day, which is nice. Then you got back to Florida. Then it's going to go out of Miami a little bit later on. Here's the brand new Luna. It's almost the same cruise, but it's coming out in 2026 because the Aqua will reposition somewhere else. Miami to Miami, Dominican Republic, St. Thomas, Tortola, Great Stirrup Cay, and you're back to Miami. That's on the brand new Luna. Again, it just got announced a couple days ago. Now, here's out of Jacksonville, Florida. It's going to be on the Gem. This is 25 and 2026. So it's a Southern Caribbean cruise. It's 11 days. You get 8 ports of call because it's longer to get down to the Southern Caribbean. So you got Bahamas, Dominican Republic, Tortola, St. John, St. Kitts, San Juan, Great Stirrup Cay, and you're back to Jacksonville. Now, if you want to do 14-day Southern Caribbean cruises, they also do it out of Tampa as well, too. Here's a 5-day cruise. So we do 3, 4, 5-day cruises. This is a 5-day cruise out of Jacksonville, 25 and 2026. This is Jacksonville to Jacksonville. It's all of the Bahamas. And if you want to do a 3 or 4-day cruise, we also do it out of Miami as well on the Getaway and the Norwegian Pearl. So here's a little video. Again, like I said, Caribbean goes year-round. Lots of options for you. You're going to see Harvest Cay in here. There's the island with a swimming pool right in the middle of an island. And there's Harvest Cay there. You just get on the pier, just walk about 15 minutes, and you're just on a lovely beach day. But again, in Harvest Cay, remember, you got to use your credit card to purchase things. Anybody been there before? Beautiful place, right? It's very lovely. It's about a 15-minute walk to get there. I was there on the Pearl last season. Okay, moving on to Canada and New England. Again, very popular as well. Very limited cruising. We leave from New York, Boston, Quebec, and again, brand new in 2026 will be Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. August, September, and October. That is the time frame we go. Here's the standard one out of New York. It's going to be on the breakaway. So August till October of 2025. New York to New York, Newport, Portland, Bar Harbor, St. John, the Bay of Fundy. You can see the Bay of Fundy come in and come out with the tide. Halifax, Nova Scotia, and you're back to New York for a nice 7 days. That's the standard one going out of New York. This one here in 2025 out of Boston, and it finishes in Boston, happens once in August and once in October. So if this is the one you want to do in 2025, make sure you book it in advance because it's very, very limited. Boston to Boston, Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island, where they did the Anna Green Gables, Sydney, Cape Breton, Halifax, Portland, Bar Harbor, and you're back to Boston. Very, very limited in 2025. Because usually what the ship is doing, it's doing this. Boston to Quebec. Then you got off in Quebec, you got to fly home from Quebec. If you stay back to back, if you can do 2 weeks, you go Quebec back to Boston, but it's the exact same cruise in reverse. So you're not getting the extra ports of call. That's why the one that starts in Boston and ends in Boston is very, very popular. So in 2026, since we have the breakaway going out of there, the big ship, there are going to be 6 cruises every single week, Sunday to Sunday. Boston to Boston. C-Day, Portland, Bar Harbor, St. John, the Bay of Fundy, Halifax, and you're back to Boston. That's available in 2026. Again, 6 times, so we're excited for that as well, too. Now, here's a couple out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Again, it's brand new for us. This is going to be on the Jewel. This is in 2026. It's an 11-day cruise with 9 ports of call. Philadelphia, all the way to Quebec City. Now, when you get to Quebec City, you're going to have an overnight in Quebec City. So the ship is your floating hotel for 1 day. You'll get in at 8 o'clock in the morning, all evening, and you'll leave the next day at 8 o'clock. But then you got to fly home from Quebec, or you can drive home if you want. If you stay back to back, it's going to go Quebec back to Philadelphia. Again, it's the exact same cruise in reverse. You're not getting any extra ports of call. But again, there will be some more coming out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, because it's brand new for us. Now, the reason why we go in August, September, and October is for the fall foliage. If that's what you want to see, don't go in August. You're not going to see this in August. Go with the latest you can. Go in September, go in October. Now, even this week, you might as well see the fall foliage in Alaska. You might see it, because last season when we were in our October in Alaska, we saw the fall foliage. So if you go hiking, look for the fall foliage here in Alaska as well, too. There's Quebec City. That's a walled city. You can actually walk along the whole castle wall if you do it back to back. There's a big new terminal in this area over here. Here's Peggy's Cove. That's Halifax, Nova Scotia. Nothing else around except this lighthouse. Now, Halifax is the closest port when the Titanic sank. Titanic museums, Titanic memorials. There's even a Titanic cemetery over there. They actually had to build a boardwalk around here because tourists, they were falling off the rocks. They were falling into the ocean and they were injuring themselves. That's just how tourists are, right? There's my food a couple of years ago in Portland, Maine. The restaurant is called the Porthole, just like your window, walking distance from the ship. Those lobsters, $29.95 for both. And those oysters were $3 each. And there's a guy in a hot dog cart selling them right beside the ship. So very, very fresh food over there. Here's a little video. I'll get you hungry. I know, dinner time's coming up soon. There's the little puffins, little birds. Okay, moving on to Mexico, Mexican Riviera. That's available from Los Angeles and from San Diego, which is brand new for us as well, too. It comes and goes all the time. You can do it this year. We got 25 and 2026s. Now, I like to go to Mexico on my vacation all the time. I always go to Cancun. It's a nice place to go to. Very inexpensive. You go into a restaurant. There's two of you. You have 2 meals, 2 desserts, 6 Corona beer, 6 tequila shots. You get the receipt, and it's $20 US. Very inexpensive, really good food. That's why I like to go to Mexico. Now, Mexican Riviera is going to be on the Bliss, so the big ship. Again, 4,500 to 5,000 people. Los Angeles to Los Angeles, Cabo, Puerto Vallarta, Mazatlan. You get to go to Ensenada, Mexico, and you're in Los Angeles. It is 2 days to get down to the Mexican Riviera, but then it's 1 day back to Los Angeles. If you want to do it on the Joy, it's the same thing, just a little bit later on in the season on the Norwegian Joy. Now, this is going to be out of San Diego, California, brand new for us in 2026. These are the only 2 dates available. So if you're interested in this, remember it's on the Norwegian Jade, and it's going to go from San Diego to San Diego, Puerto Vallarta, Mazatlan, and Cabo. Those are the only 2 dates I have right there right now, and hopefully they'll bring some more in the future. There's Puerto Vallarta. There's our ship in the distance over here. There's a little terminal over here. Now they built it to go to the downtown area, take a taxi. It's about a 20-minute taxi ride. Really nice restaurants. Those cobblestones over here. Really nice beachfront here as well, too. A lot of people have timeshares, resorts in Puerto Vallarta, but a very beautiful place to go to. Then you go to Mazatlan, Mexico. Has anybody been to Mazatlan before? It doesn't look like a nice place, right? When you get there, you're like, I don't want to get off the ship. There's cars, there's scrap metal. It's a very industrial terminal. One of my favorite places to go to, and I was just there last season on the Norwegian Bliss. Don't judge a book by its cover. When you're in Mazatlan, you want to go to the Golden Zone. That should only cost you $20 in a taxi. Taxis are golf carts. They're all souped up with big stereo systems. They're going to try and charge you $40, $50, $60. Give them $20, okay? All along the coastline, a place called Joe's Oyster Bar. Your feet overhang the edge over here. All the shopping, resorts, and nightclubs are back over this way. That's an actual nightclub going into the ocean. Here's another angle from the other side. There's a nightclub there. It's a pier. It's about an hour and a half walk back to the ship. Then you're in air. Don't be walking, jumping in a taxi. And they've done a lot of renovations. They put Wi-Fi benches, nice architecture there as well too. And like I said earlier, I've been there recently. I just haven't updated my photo. One of my favorite places to go to called the Golden Zone in Mazatlan. Then you got Cabo San Lucas, Cabo Wabo's over there, Sammy Hagar's bar, some really good tequila. A lot of celebrities like to go here. It's a nice enclosed area, but it is a tender port. You do have to tender in. They're not going to build a dock here because it takes away from the beauty, and that's a place called Lover's Beach. Again, in walking distance right when you get off the ship. Okay, moving on. Panama Canal cruises. Panama Canal cruises are considered premium cruises. You can go in here from 10 days up to 30 days. And I know some of you out there can do 30 days. Now, Panama Canal cruises are again considered premium cruises. You, as the guest, are paying to go through the Panama Canal. Port fees and taxes are going to be a lot higher in the Panama Canal cruises. Anywhere from $600 to $800 a person. So remember that. But that gets incorporated into the price. You're not paying that little bit later on. That's going to be in the cost of your cruise. Now, to go from an inside cabin to a balcony is sometimes $2,000 more. It's a big jump. Save your money. Book another cruise with that money. I'll tell you why. See this area here? That's the bow of the ship. You can never go to this area. That's for us crew members. Okay, we get some fresh air out here. We get away from you guys for a couple of minutes. There's a swimming pool, sometimes a little tanning place for us as well. But again, you can never go to this area. Only when you go through the Panama Canal. The day we go through, it opens up for you guys now. They put tents for shade, there's water stations, and they open up some top decks as well too that you don't have access to. Because if you're sitting in your balcony on this side, you don't know what's happening on the other side. There's lots of things happening when you go through the Panama Canal. And again, they do bring on the Panama Canal talkers, just like today. They talk over the PA, they point out different things. Very, very informative when you go through. This is the new set of locks. When you started, you're going from Miami through the Panama Canal all the way to Los Angeles back to Miami. Those are 14, 15-day cruises. There's the Gatun locks, the Pedro Miguel locks, Mia Flores locks. It takes a full day. Starts at 6 in the morning, finishes at 6 at night. They do bring on the Panama Canal talkers, like I said. There's the new set of locks, $5.25 billion. That's where the mega ships are going through. Way up there. See that smoke up there? That's your original set of locks, and that's where the smaller ships are going through. Now, there's 2 ships up, but there's the Sun and the Pearl right across from each other. You're so close to the other ship, you can have a full conversation with the crew members. It's very, very precise when you go through the Panama Canal. Now here's a long one. This is the 15 days, Miami through the Panama Canal all the way to Los Angeles, or get on to Los Angeles through the Panama Canal back to Miami. That's the standard one you can do. This one here, 23 days with 13 ports of call. You start in Orlando, you go through the Panama Canal, you got Bahamas, Colombia, Costa Rica, Guatemala, all of Mexico, all of California, got to stop in Canada, and you're going to Seattle. That's 23 days with 13 ports of call on the Joy. Then add on the first Alaska cruise. You can do a 9 or a 10-day cruise. You can actually make it a total of about 33 days if you wanted to do that. Now, I know those are long cruises. Some of you can't do long. Okay, here's a 10-day cruise and an 11-day cruise. They start in Miami and they finish in Miami. So what's going to happen is the ship is going to go through the Gatun locks. It goes through the first set of locks. The ship sits in Colón, Panama you do shore excursions. You take ferries, buses, train rides. You go all the way through the Panama Canal. When you're done your shore excursion, they're going to bring you back to the ship in Cologne, Panama. It turns around and it goes back to Miami. And that's how you can experience the whole Panama Canal. Port fees and taxes will be a little bit cheaper when you don't go all the way through. That's on the Pearl. You have out of Miami. You also have Tampa as well, too. So here's the Bliss. When I went through the first time, the video is only 30 seconds. But by the time it's done, it's nighttime because it literally takes a full day. See the tents for shade, the water stations there? When I went through last season, it was 4 o'clock in the morning was the first set of locks. See, now it's nighttime because it literally takes a full day to go through the Panama Canal. There's a nice shot of the go-karts. Anybody use go-karts on our ship yet? They're really fast. You got to try them out. If you get one of our ships, they're really fast. They're actually electric, which is pretty cool. Okay, moving on to Hawaii. This is the pride of America. This is the only U.S. flagship in the whole cruise line industry. The only U.S. flagship, so legally, we can stay in U.S. waters. Everybody working on that ship must be a U.S. citizen or they have to have a green card. So unfortunately, I'm from Canada. I cannot work on that ship, and there is no casino. You can't gamble. Now, if you want to do Hawaii with another company, I'll tell you, it's a 2-week cruise. They start in L.A. or San Francisco, wherever they start from. 5 days in the ocean. That's how long it takes to get there. They're in port for 4 days. That's it. By law, they have to stop at a non-U.S. port. They stop in Ensenada, Mexico or somewhere, and then 4 days to where you started from. So on a 2-week cruise, you're at sea for 9 or 10 days. That's with other companies. We don't do that. With us, you're going to fly directly into Honolulu. You're going to have Maui overnight, Hilo, Kona, Kauai overnight, and back to Honolulu. It's 100 hours in port. Again, save some money. Book an inside cabin or an ocean view. You're never going to be in your cabin. Ship leaves at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the next port of call. Full day, full night to the next evening, 8 o'clock in the next port of call. Save the money you would have spent on the balcony and get the land portion. And those are 4 days and 3 nights. You make it a total of 11 days. Now, the nice thing is, this one goes on a Saturday to Saturday all the way till 2026. Now, again, if you want a balcony, it's up to you. I'm just giving you some advice because there are a lot of port times there. You're going to be docked 2 days. And again, a total of 100 hours in port. Here's a little video. Gets you inspired to go up to Hawaii. Now, I'm excited. I haven't been to Hawaii in about 15 years. Last time I was there, I was in the crater of a volcano walking around in Hilo, so that's pretty cool. And I meet people from Hawaii all the time. They'll take this cruise once, twice a year because it goes Saturday to Saturday all around the Hawaiian Islands. It's cheaper if they book it last minute as well. Part of the U.S., get to use your cell phone, don't need to buy an internet package, right? And year-round all the way till 2026. Okay, moving on to South America. That's Iguazu Falls. If you want to do that, there's a land portion. Talk to your travel agent for that. 25 and 26 is available. We leave in December, January, February, and March. That's the time frame we go to South America. Now, here's a standard one. You start in Buenos Aires, Argentina. You finish in Buenos Aires, Argentina. You're going to go around Cape Horn, the southernmost tip of the world here. Sometimes it's very rocky, sometimes very smooth, you never can tell. You have Ushuaia, Argentina, which is the southernmost tip of the world where people live. You can actually go into the southernmost Irish pub in the world, grab a beer. I've done it before. Then you got Paradise Island, Elephant Island. That's the closest we get to Antarctica, the Falkland Islands, and then you're back to Buenos Aires. So you start in one area and you end in the same area. That's the standard one to do. This one is the repositioning. You're going to start in Buenos Aires, Argentina, around Cape Horn. You're going to finish in Ushuaia, Argentina. Then you can fly home from Ushuaia. If you can stay back to back for the next part, it's going to go from Ushuaia, Argentina, Paradise Island, Elephant Island, the Falkland Islands, all the way up to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, with an overnight in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. The ship will be your floating hotel for 1 day. They get in at 8 o'clock in the morning, all evening to the next day at 8 o'clock. Go explore Copacabana Beach. You got the Jesus statue over there. Then you can fly home. Or fly into Rio first. You can do explore Rio on your own first, and then cross over and you go to Lisbon, Portugal. That's called the transatlantic cruise, and that'll finish off in Lisbon on the Norwegian Star. Now, for 2026, this is the one available. It's going to be on the Norwegian Jade. This happens usually every 2 years. So if you're interested in doing this is the one in 2026. It won't come back till about 2028, most likely. Miami, through the Panama Canal, down to Lima, Peru. Now, when you get to Lima, Peru, again, you're going to have an overnight. Most likely, this is why they're doing it. You go see Machu Picchu. I don't know if Machu Picchu is available just yet. Go online, see if the shore excursions are there. Then you can fly home from Lima, Peru, or Fly into Lima, Peru first. You do Machu Picchu on your own, go through the Panama Canal all the way up to San Diego. So those are back-to-back cruises, all on the Norwegian Jade, again available for 2026. Here's the world's end. That's in Ushuaia, Argentina, the southernmost tip of the world there. Look at Antarctica. It's only 1,000 kilometers away. 621 miles for you Americans out there, so it's not too far. Now watch how close you get to the penguins. See the penguins in the background? There was hundreds of penguins around. You want to pick them up and take them with you. I tried to steal one, put it in my backpack. I got yelled at. And that's in Ushuaia, Argentina, so you don't have to go to the Arctic to see the penguins, and that's one of our shore excursions. Okay, moving on. Adriatic, Greece, and Mediterranean, all the way till 2026. So we're excited for that, and there is a whole insert on the itinerary guide for 2026. With the Mediterranean cruises, the British Isles, the Norway, the Iceland, always see where the ship is starting and ending from. Sometimes it starts in one area and finishes in a totally different area. Now, this is the one if you want to get your feet wet. You want to go to the Mediterranean for the first time or get your feet wet here. It's on the Epic. It's going to be all summer months. Fly to Rome a couple days early. Explore Rome on your own so you're not rushed. Get on the ship in Rome. You're going to have Santorini, one of my favorite places to go to. I'd go back on a vacation there. Athens, really nice architecture over here. Mykonos and Corfu, those are just beach days, nice relaxing beach days. Valletta, Malta, which is a castled city. Messina, which is Sicily. Naples, the birthplace of pizza. You got Florence or Livorno, and then you're going back to Rome. So again, 10 days, 9 ports of call. Very, very port intensive. 8 to 8, 7 to 7, 6 to 6. When you're done this vacation, you're going to want to take another vacation, right? But that's really there for all this port and culture. That's why in the middle, in Mykonos and Corfu, you got 2 relaxing beach days. That's the one I recommend if you want to go for the first time. Now, here's the pearl. You're going to start in Venice, Croatia, Dubrovnik, Montenegro, all of Greece, all of Turkey. Then you can fly home from Turkey or stay back to back, do the next part. Now this one here is on the Norwegian Viva, the brand new ship that came out in 2023. These are 4 individual cruises. Put them back to back, you make it 44 days. Now these are all individual cruises. You can pick and choose what you want to do. You start in San Juan, Puerto Rico, cross the Atlantic Ocean, you end up at Lisbon, Portugal. There's a nice cruise by itself. Stay on for the next part. You're going to go from Lisbon, Italy, France, Spain. You're going to make your way all the way to Rome. Get off in Rome, explore Rome on your own. You can fly home from Rome if you want. Or stay on for the next part. You're going to go from Rome all the way down to Alexandria, Egypt, where the pyramids are. Cyprus, go all the way up to Istanbul. Again, get off in Istanbul, fly home if you want to go home. Stay on for the next part. From Istanbul, you're going to go all the way back to Athens. So you're starting in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and you make your way all the way to Athens. But again, you can pick and choose what you want to do. They're all individual cruises. There's Dubrovnik. That's where they shot Game of Thrones. Full Game of Thrones tour over here. You can actually get on top of the castle wall. You can actually walk the whole castle wall. Very beautiful over there. There's Santorini, Greece. One of my favorite places to go to. Like I said, I go back on a vacation there. Anybody been to Santorini before? Beautiful place, right? Now, it is a tender port. You got to tender in. It's about a 5-minute tender ride to the bottom. There's 3 ways to get to the top. That spiral staircase, I walk it, takes me 20-25 minutes, and I walk pretty fast. There's a cable car, a gondola, a tram, whatever you want to call it. Cable car brings you up, cable car brings you right back down. And the third option to get to the top is donkey ride to the top. Do the donkey ride down. If you go up on a donkey, you will smell like donkey the whole day. Trust me, stuff is coming out of the aft end of the donkey. I've seen people get in the face. It's funny when it doesn't happen to you because when you're walking, the donkeys don't care. The donkeys bump you out of the way. So walk it for a nice experience and then take the donkey ride down. But again, if not, you got a cable car, brings you to the top, brings you right back down. Every time I go, and I've been there recently during COVID, but unfortunately we couldn't get off the ship. I rent a 4-wheeler or an ATV, a motorcycle. I drive all along the coastline to a place called Ia, spelled O-I-A. I park my ATV down in the bottom over here. See these tables in the background? These are restaurants. Watch how close you get to the ocean here. See these tables over here? I bring my team for lunch all the time. Watch how close you get to the ocean. See that? Fresh calamari. They get on these fishing boats. They cook it on a barbecue grill. One of my favorite places, that's called Santorini, Greece. And no, I'm not from Greece if you wanted to know. There's outside the Colosseum a long time ago. There's inside the Colosseum. It's all renovated now. There's the Vatican. The Pope was going to be there. That's all the chairs are set up. And there's a Leaning Tower photo from a long time ago. Here's a little video. Again, those are just a couple options. Too many Mediterranean cruises to go through. We're not in downtown Venice anymore. We're in Trieste, Venice, however you want to pronounce it. It's about an hour and a half to the downtown area. You're going to see the Gaudi Church in Barcelona, a few minutes here. 140 years right here, and they're still building it. It's not ready yet. That's a trivia question for you. 140 years. Again, lots of options for you. Just check out the itinerary guide till 2026. Okay, moving on to Norway, the Norwegian fjords. Almost looks like Alaska when you go up there. Don't expect internet. You're going to have mountains on both sides. This is the North Cape, the northernmost tip in Europe. You go up there and take a photo with a globe. There's reindeer up there as well, too. Really nice architecture as well. Now, we got 24, 25, and 2026 are available. So if you're interested in doing Norway, it's going to be the Norwegian Prima, the new ship, or the Norwegian Star, one of our smaller ships. You have two options to do it. This is the one I recommend if you want to go. For the first time, fly to London first, explore London on your own, Belgium, Amsterdam, all of Norway, and then all of Iceland. Now, when you get to Reykjavik, again, you're going to have an overnight in Reykjavik. You're going to get in at 8 o'clock in the morning, all night to the next day at 8 o'clock. So again, the ship is a floating hotel for one night. That's the one I recommend. Then you can fly home from Reykjavik. Reykjavik to Toronto and New York, they got direct flights. It's about 4 hours to go over here. If you want to do it the other way around, fly to Reykjavik first, explore Reykjavik on your own, and then you go all the way to London, Southampton, you can fly home from there. That's on the Prima, and again, we have it on the Norwegian Star as well, too. British Isles, Baltic, and Ireland, very popular as well, very port intensive. Now, there's a 12-day cruise with 11 ports of call. There are 10 days with 9 ports of call, so look for those all summer months, May until September, October. You start in London, you finish in London. Paris, Belgium, Amsterdam, 2 places in Scotland. You got Ireland, Belfast, Cork Island with a Titanic left from. A lot of people like to see that. And then you're back in London. That's the standard one. It's called the British Isles Cruise. This one here was very popular a couple of years ago. They brought it back. This is Ireland all on its own. You're going to start in the UK. You're going to finish in the UK, but you're going to go all around Ireland. Lots of stops in Ireland there. So it's 10 days, 9 ports of call. When you get to Dublin, you're going to be there from 7 in the morning to 7 at night. So a full day in Dublin, which is pretty cool. That's the only ones available on the Norwegian Dawn. Now, this is called the Baltics. Again, this is just one I want to show you in the summer months again. You start in Copenhagen and you go all the way to London. You're going to have Warnemünde, Germany, which is your access to Berlin. It's about an hour and a half train or bus ride each way, but you're there all day. And there's your gateway to Berlin. Long time ago, very humbling experience as well, too. Middle East and South Africa, very popular. We got 24, 25, and as far as 2026 are available. Now check this one out here. I put this together a couple months ago. I showed a guest last cruise, and he booked all 3 cruises with me back to back to back. Again, you don't have to do that. I'm just saying people will do it. This is a good way to see Cape Town. You're going to start in Barcelona, go all the way down Africa. You're going to finish off in Cape Town. Get off in Cape Town, explore Cape Town on your own. Or stay on for the next part. From Cape Town, you're going to cross over, and you're going to go to Mauritius with Madagascar in it. Then from Mauritius, stay on for the next part, go all the way to Qatar, where the World Cup soccer tournament was. You got Dubai, the Seychelles, Kenya, Tanzania, and Madagascar. So you started in Barcelona, and you end up all the way in Qatar. But again, you can pick and choose what you want to do. Those are all individual cruises. Now, if you want to do South Africa, it's all on the Norwegian Dawn. So remember that the ship's going to be doing it for the next couple of years. This one here goes from Mauritius back to Cape Town, and then Cape Town back to Mauritius. That's all the way till 2026. So again, you can pick and choose what you want to do. Now, if you want to see the pyramids, this is on the Vivi you saw a little bit earlier. You start in Rome, go all the way down to Alexandria. You're there all day. You can see the pyramids all the way up to Istanbul. This one here starts in Athens and finishes in Athens. All of Greece and all of Turkey with a stop in Alexandria, Egypt, so you can see the pyramids, again, because you're there all day. Here's the pyramids. Long time ago, can't even see the top of the pyramids. That's the highest you're allowed to get to. Can't climb anymore. If you climb anymore, you're going to go right to jail, so don't do that. Here's the Sphinx and the pyramids. Not as big as the pyramids. Still pretty cool to see, right? This is back in 2007, like 15 years ago, right? Civilization's getting closer and closer. Now take a look at the next photo, okay? It's my photo. Tell me when you notice it. It's not because the KFC or the pizza. Look up. Everyone look up. Can you see it? So this is me taking the photo like this. You see the reflection of the pyramids right here? Look here. Look here. I'm not lying to you, okay? It's not Photoshop. Now watch this. There's my photo. There's my photo. Now see the balcony on the KFC? I took this from online to show you. I'm not lying to you. Look at this. It's crazy. You're literally in the desert. You're in the desert with 3 pyramids around you. You go where civilization is. You walk over, you see a rubber line. You cross the rubber line, and that's civilization. That's almost like 15 years ago. It's pretty crazy over there. Okay, moving on. Asia, Thailand, Vietnam, Hong Kong, Bali, Indonesia, Komodo Island where the Komodo dragons are, Tokyo, South Korea, and we're going to the Philippines. We're excited for that. We're going to have a lot of our crew members are from Indonesia or for the Philippines. They get to see their family. There will be 3 ships doing Asia cruises all the way till 2026. This is Komodo Island, part of Indonesia. This is where the Komodo dragons are. Komodo dragons are like 8 to 9 feet long. Huge, huge dragons. Your protection's a guy about this big with a stick. Now, if you don't like graphic images, don't look in the next photo, okay? It's my photo of a dragon eating a deer. So if you don't like graphic images, don't look right here. But now that it's there, you're all going to look there, right? Watch how close you get to the dragon. It's pretty crazy. Watch this. See that? It's like you're in the prehistoric dinosaur age. Just unbelievable. You see the tongue coming out. Pretty crazy over there. Okay, move along. Australia, New Zealand, again, all the way till 2026. So we're excited for that. You're going to have the Norwegian Sun, the ship you're on, or you're going to have the Spirit. Now, wherever you live in the world, you got to get to Los Angeles. And then Los Angeles to fly to New Zealand, it is 13 hours on a flight. Los Angeles to Sydney, Australia is 16 hours on a flight. So might as well do 2 cruises back to back. So here's a 30-day total. Again, but you can pick and choose what you want to do. You start in Melbourne, Australia. You go all of Australia, all of Auckland. So you finish off in Auckland. There's a cruise right there, 14 days with 11 ports of call. Stay on for the next part. From Auckland, you're going to cross over and you're going to go to Bali, Indonesia. Get off in Indonesia, explore Indonesia on your own so you're not rushed. But again, you can pick and choose what you want to do, or fly to Indonesia first, explore Indonesia on your own, and you go all the way to Australia. That's all on this ship on the Norwegian Sun. Here's the standard one on the Spirit, Auckland, all the way to Sydney. So again, 12 days with 10 ports of call, or you do it the other way around, Sydney to Auckland. Again, you can pick and choose how you want to do it. There's the Sydney Bridge. That's where the Sydney Opera House is, down in the corner over here. I don't have a photo for you, but you can actually take a tour. You can actually go up there, wave the flag. I keep my feet on the ground. Lord of the Rings tour in New Zealand. Not a big Lord of the Rings fan, but you go to New Zealand, might as well go on tour, right? There's no artifacts or memorabilia. You go with the tour guide. They have an iPad. They have the movie playing. This is the entrance into a forest in the middle of nowhere in New Zealand. See this, the Lord of the Rings? That's the first Lord of the Rings movie poster. Just look up here where the little red light is. Don't look at anything else. Just stare at that tree. Don't look at anything else in the next photo, okay? Just stare at the tree. I had no idea what I was doing. I went with the tour guide, but he brought all this stuff. I'm literally standing on a platform, right? Don't we look alike, though? Anyways, move along. I'd like to have his money, right? Okay, transatlantic cruises. There's lots of sea days at the beginning, so you have 5 sea days at the beginning or 5 sea days at the end. Add on back-to-back cruises, you make it a longer cruise. This one here is coming up in November, but it happened in 2025. Do a Mediterranean cruise first. Get on in Barcelona, cross the Atlantic Ocean. You end up in New York. You just fly home from New York, right? Only one flight, or drive. This one's the other way around. Get on in Miami, cross the Atlantic Ocean. You go up to London, Southampton, get off in London, or add on the back-to-back cruise on the Norwegian Bliss. Here's the one for 2025, Barcelona. You cross the Atlantic Ocean, you end up in Miami. This one here is on the Viva, and I booked some of this about a month ago. You do your Mediterranean cruise first on the Viva, get on in Lisbon, cross the Atlantic Ocean, and you end up at Galveston, Texas. That's going to be on the brand new Norwegian Viva, which came out in 2023. Now this one here is called the Trans-Pacific Cruise. Happens every couple years, okay? This is on the Sun. It's 17 days with only 7 ports of call. You start in Vancouver, you do Alaska, cross the Pacific Ocean, 8 days at sea. There's no stops. We were supposed to stop up here in Russia. You know what's happening there. We can't stop over there. You go to Tokyo, and then you add on the Asia cruises back to back. And again, you will cross the international date line. So if the day is October 23rd, the next day is October 23rd. The day repeats itself. It's pretty cool. I've done it before. That's going to be on the Sun. Here's a little video. Again, over 700 cruises to choose from. Bingo's happening in about 15 minutes. I'll be done before then. You're going to see the Jesus statue in Rio here, right there. You're going to see Machu Picchu. Again, look online if the shore cruises are available. There's Iguazu Falls. There's Machu Picchu there. Like I said, there's over 700 cruises to choose from. Like I said, new ports are being worked on. We got Philadelphia, Pennsylvania coming up in 2026, and then Jacksonville, Florida as well too. Shop around, find the best price, okay? Like I said, NCL.com is always free. You can always browse the Norwegian website on all of our ships. Don't waste your internet minutes. Go to the internet cafe, use your smartphones. Yes, in Alaska, it's very slow right now. But again, if you find something you like, write it down. We'll actually go down on the computer. We'll print it for you. Now, this is some advice I want to give you, okay? I've been doing this for 18 years. It doesn't matter who you book your cruise through. I work for Norwegian. I get paid by Norwegian. I say this aloud. Everybody looks at me funny. I don't care. I don't care who you book your cruise through. Find the best price that's out there, but make sure you get the credits through me because the credits work with everybody. Now, if you're booking through a third-party agency or even you're booking through Norwegian, that's fine. Please, before you pay for your cruise, look at your reservation. Make sure everything is there. Make sure your latitudes number is there. Make sure your partner or your spouse's latitudes number there. If you're a bronze member, they should be a bronze member, right? If you're a silver, they should be a silver. If they have a different level than you, that means they went cruising without you, right? That means they have multiple numbers. So get that fixed before you come on the ship. Last week, a gentleman had 15 latitudes numbers. I say, why 15 numbers? He goes, my wife gives me a new one every time. No, use the number you have on the reservation right now. That's very important, okay? And again, I book cruises for people. All it takes is a click of a check mark that they forget to put something on there for you. They're not doing it on purpose. They just miss it, okay? I had an example about a month ago. This lady booked 2 rooms. She paid for both rooms. She never got the beverage package, but the other room did because the agent forgot to click on the button. Now, she booked through Vacations to Go, so unfortunately on the ship we couldn't help her. She had to deal with Vacation to Go when she got home. That's my advice I want to give you, okay? If you want to book with Norwegian directly, by all means, book with Norwegian directly. Get a personal cruise consultant. You'll have their email address, their phone number. If you come to the ship and you forgot to check your reservation and something's missing, we can email them right away and get an answer back for you. So again, shop around, find the best price. If you want to book on board with me and my team, by all means, we'll book a cruise for you. We don't get a commission, okay? If this cruise was booked through Vacations to Go and we rebook another one, it goes back to Vacations to Go. If this cruise was booked through Norwegian, we rebook it, it goes back to Norwegian. Since you've done all the work, call your agent when you get home, try and get some more bonuses, right? That's the most thing I want to give you, okay? But again, the booking goes back to your travel agent. Now, make sure you get the credits through me because the credits work with everybody. Now, just last cruise, again, I'm telling you these stories, I'm not lying to you. On my last cruise, I met a fellow Canadian. They were platinum on their 10th cruise, and they never bought a Cruise Next credit. They always do balconies. So 10 cruises times $250 is $2,500 they lost, okay? Now, I explained to them they finally bought the credits. Now, let me explain it to you. This is where everybody gets confused. So what is a Cruise Next credit? It's credits off the cost of your next cruise. You're just prepaying your deposit, okay? Go on all public sailings. They don't expire. You got a lifetime to use them. Book with anybody. Book any travel agency, any online. Look at Norwegian directly. Remember, that money is stored on your Norwegian number. That's why the number is very important. Combine it with any promotion or any offer. I don't want to buy it because I'm not going to get the beverage package. Yes, whatever promotions are there, you still get the promotions. Casino players, they get those free cruises. This goes towards your port fees and taxes, so make sure you have these on file. Cruise has to be 3 days or longer. That is the only stipulation, and they're fully transferable. You can transfer it to anybody in your lifetime. Now, here's the basic one. You're going to walk home with $500. So you're purchasing $500. That's what you're walking home with. I'm going to take $250 onboard credit right off the $500 the same day you buy it. Your credit card is only charged $250. In your Latitudes account when you go home, there's $500. How much money did you make for free? $250 for free, right? Now, this is what's going to look like on your bill. You're buying 2 credits. I have to put $500 on your bill. There's proof you got $500. I'll reverse the $250 the same day you buy it. I'm only charging you $250, and you keep the other $250 for free. Inside room, ocean view. When you do the double up, you can use the whole $500. Now, if you want the medium one, it's $1,000 in value. So you're walking home with $1,000. I'm going to take the $500 onboard credit right off the $1,000. Your credit cards only charge $500. In your Norwegian account, when you go home, there's now $1,000. How much money did you get for free? $500 for free, right? It's going to look like this. You're buying 4 credits. I got to put $1,000 on your bill. There's proof you're walking home with $1,000. I reverse the $500 right away the same day. I'm only charging you $500, and you keep the other $500 for free. 1, 2, 3, 4 credits. Double up. That's 2 rooms or 2 cruises in your lifetime. Now remember, if you don't buy these credits, that's fine. When you go home and book your next cruise, you got to put at least $500 down as a deposit, right? When you put that deposit down at home, you're not getting anything for free. Pay the $500 now, and you get an additional $500 in your account. Okay? Here's the big one. We've had 20 people buy this one. It's $2,000 in value. I'm going to take the $1,000 right off the $2,000. Your credit card's only charged $1,000, and you're walking home with $2,000. It's going to look like this. 8 credits of $250. So I'm going to put $2,000 on your bill. There's proof you got $2,000. I'll reverse the $1,000 right away. I'm only charging you $1,000, and you keep the other $1,000 for free. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 500, 500, 500, 500. That's 4 rooms or 4 cruises on the double up in your lifetime. So remember, book a balcony room or higher, and you get to use $500 off the cost. Always go online and look for the double ups. For any rooms, they come and go all the time. Now, they're free to transfer, no charge to transfer to anybody else. Okay, nice gift. Christmas is coming, right? If you know some of the cruises, buy it for them as well. Up to 8 per person maximum. That's the limit now. It used to be able to buy unlimited. Now it's 8 per person. No blackout dates, and there's a 30-day cancellation refund. Please, please, please don't wait till Victoria. Victoria, we're at sea all day, and the line at Victoria desk is about 20 minutes in line. It doesn't change from today or tomorrow, so if you want to get it, get out of the way, because again, I don't want you guys waiting for 20 minutes on your vacation. Now, I got you done in 53 minutes. I will repeat the presentation. It's the exact same presentation, word for word, in Icy Straight Point at 2:15. I'll repeat it again in Ketchikan, and then I'll repeat it again in Victoria. As you see, I talk very fast. There's a lot to get through. Or if you want to catch up to what I was saying, come back and listen to me again. Or if you know somebody that wants to come listen to the presentation, let them know. Now, for my U.S. citizens, sorry, Canadians, we can't do it. If you apply for the Norwegian Cruise Line MasterCard, and if you're approved, we're going to give you $25 for free. That $25 could be used anywhere on the ship, or it comes off the cost of your credits. Spend $1,000 in the first 90 days. We're going to give you 30,000 bonus points. Now, 30,000 bonus points is basically $300. It's also enough to upgrade a room with the Bank of America. Use the credit card on board the ship. When you use the credit card on board the ship, you're going to get triple the points. Buy your cruise with a credit card, you're going to get triple the points. Okay, and it all goes to the Bank of America. Just to bring down your driver's license will help you out. Now, these next 3 videos, I'm going to show you the Viva, then I'm going to show you the Aqua, and then I'll show you the Luna, the last ship that we had just announced a couple days ago. So here's the Viva, which is doing the Mediterranean cruises, and it's doing San Juan, Puerto Rico.
There's a new day arising.
Again, big ships with less people. So remember, only 3,200 people on these big ships now.
Every time that we breathe in,
You're going to see a brand new production show.
new beginning. We're soaring away. We're starting today, so dive with me.
And then at the end, if you're not sticking around for bingo, go see Holly or Mario at the desk. They'll take care of you. Open until 8 o'clock tonight. Big production show of Beetlejuice. That's the new one they're having on that ship. Anybody sailing the Viva yet? I'm sure our ambassadors have sailed in it already. Okay, next one is going to be the Aqua, which is coming out in 2025. Again, big ship, less people, only 3,500. They did just announce the production show. It is a, I don't know the